Hello, I'm going to show you how I built this pentagonal turtle box. I selected a piece of 1/4-inch walnut to start the top and bottom laminations. And on step 1 I already made a mistake. I didn't cut all the way through this piece, but there's not much consequence. Here's a piece of Paduke that I'm cutting to size to match the walnut. I'm running it through my bandsaw to bring the thickness down to about 5 millimeters. And I've chosen a piece of figured maple. I'm going to sand it down to about 4.2 millimeters. My plan calls for 4 millimeters, but I left a little extra. It had some impact later, but it ended up okay. I'm gluing the top lamination. I use Titebond 3 because it has a long open time and gives me a while to correct errors, which I'm prone to make. The choice I made for clamping was not the best. It turned out okay, but next time I'll use real clamps. Here I'm squaring up the piece to prepare for CNC machining. You'll see the glue up could have been better. The edges aren't perfect, but it's adequate in the center. Now I'm setting up for machining out the top piece. And on the first operation, I immediately make a mistake, which I'll have to correct later. I didn't have the 0 location set correctly in the model. I fixed it and tried again. I'm using a 1/4-inch ball end mill for the bulk of the cut. That tape and cardstock that I'm removing is something I set up so I could have some dust collection while filming. It didn't work very well. Now I'm using an 1/8 inch square end mill to finish the perimeter cut and leave very small tabs.
That's pretty good. That I will have to heal. The lamination looks satisfactory.
I'm cutting some sawdust so I can make some filler at a patch for the mistake I made earlier. And I'm lining up the grain as closely as I can. Now I'm gluing the patch in place, and I'm adding some sawdust for filler.
Let's see how we did. That should be alright.
Now I'm cutting the stock for making the sides, and this is Paduke. Here's some figured maple. Here's some purple heart. I'm sanding this stock down to its final thickness before lamination. Now I'm gluing the side stock together. I applied some water to the outside of the laminate to keep the wood from warping, as the glue will warp the wood if you leave it too long before clamping it, so this kind of compensates for that. And I tried something with masking tape that didn't work very well. I was trying to keep the glue from oozing out and gluing the piece to the wasteboard, but it caused problems. It ended up sticking too well and I had to scrape it away. I used buckets of concrete mix to clamp down the laminate, but that didn't work very well at all. I checked on it later and found it delaminating, so I migrated the piece to real clamps. I'm using an offcut from a previous attempt as a template for locating screws. Now I'm cutting out the side pieces with a 1/4-inch ball and mill. This will also machine the faces where the sides glue to each other at 72 degrees. The 1/8-inch square end mill will machine the rest of the perimeter and leave small tabs to hold the pieces in place. Now I'm numbering the pieces to get the order correct for the glue up. Here I'm doing a dry test fit. You can see the pieces were a little bit thicker than I planned, so I had to do some extra sanding. Now I'm going to cut the positive for the top inlay. I'm using a 90-degree V-bit and mineral oil mist for lubricating the cutter. This keeps the wood from chipping out. I'm switching to a 1/4-inch end mill to remove what the V-bit wouldn't cut. Now I'll do a final facing pass to make it flat and leave a little space for the glue. Now I'm cutting the negative for the top inlay. Here's the cleanup pass with an 1/8-inch end mill. Turned out pretty well. Now I'm cutting the negative for my signature inlay. This will go on the bottom. This is a pretty big piece, so I have to be careful to distribute clamping pressure evenly. And I'm going to clamp my signature. Now I have the stressful task of cutting away the excess positive stock. There's a lot of opportunity to screw it up. For this cut, I didn't have the fence aligned properly, and I took a bit too much. Now I sand away the rest with a drum sander to get it close to flush. One chance to get it right and a limited amount of time. I have to go crazy with the clamping. Now I'm sanding the sides to be flush with the ends. Here I'm routing the edges. This is a stressful operation because it's easy to tear out chunks. I get a little overconfident here and regret it. I was able to patch it later. Now I cut it in half with a bandsaw. And I sand away the marks from the bandsaw and make sure the two sides are of equal height. Here I'm cutting out the foam insert, which cradles the content. I'm measuring to cut holes for the barrel hinges. I made a mistake and I had to sand away the first try. I lost about 4 millimeters in height from that error, but it turned out okay. Now I'm rounding the edges with a small roundover bit. Here's the fun part. I'm applying mineral oil to bring out color and contrast in the wood. I'm hand sanding to 320 grit and using mineral oil to keep the sandpaper from clogging. I'm applying a tung oil polyurethane mix. Gives a nice shine. Now I'm buffing it out. I'm sanding the inside faces where the two halves join. This removes the sanding marks from the drum sander. Here's the final assembly with the barrel hinges. And here it is serving its purpose. It holds an antique glass paperweight with an articulating turtle inside. Thanks for watching.